Today we're working on this. It's a ninja, and I realized that lately most of my art, I have my hands covered up. I try to watch some of my videos, my live sessions before I upload it on YouTube. Because what I normally do is I would download them and add some captions and some voiceovers to it before I would re-upload it, and I realized that my hands was mostly in the way of and you cannot see the what I'm trying to do, right? So for that reason, I'm trying to change the angle that I draw from. So today's view might be a little bit different from usual. And also, I'll try as much as possible not to get my hand in the way. So that is something that I thought I would let you guys know before we start working on today's work. Not today's work, today's art. All right. As you already know, I'm still working on this one. I have a lot of ideas on how to do this, so I've been changing and changing and changing it and changing it. And I figured that, okay, I'm gonna stop changing. So right now, what I would need to do is I'm just gonna work alongside with you guys. And if you have any suggestions on how to make it better, you just throw it in the chats. We'll look at it together, and yeah, we'll see how best we can design this thing together. Okay. So far so good. I haven't decided on the arm part because I want this part to be a cloth, right? I want it to be cloth. Wearing a cloth, and here he's wearing this on top of this, and there's another cloth. Like this is like a vest upon this thing, right? So that's what I have in mind. Hey, Momonga, what's up? How you doing? So that's what I have in mind. But how I want to execute it is looking a little bit messy, and yeah. So we're gonna work on it together, guys. If you have any ideas and suggestions, Mamonga, how was your day? Some ideas and suggestions. You can just spit it out. We'll tackle it together, and I'll show you guys some tips on how to do this. All right. So stay tuned. If you're here, stay tuned. If you have any message or anything that we could look at it together, we can discuss. Good. You had a nice day, Mamunga. Hey, ex-girl, Celine, how are you doing? Can I call you Celine? All right, so I'm gonna do his arm like that, and here there's gonna be a lot of folded clothes, because you know that ninjas, they wear a lot of all right, then I'm gonna call you Celine. Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you, Celine. Are you an artist? Do you like to draw? Amonga, how was your day? So I'm just gonna clean this part up, and here is not looking as tidy as I want it to look, but it's it will look. I'm gonna clean it up because I want this one to be like a rag and another rag here, and this is so this is a rag, this is a rag. Here is also another rag, but you see it's not looking so neat. But yeah, we're gonna try and clean it up. So at the moment we have just a sketch, right? And the same thing we're gonna do. But so all of these details, we're gonna do that when we get to the final phase of the work, right? But now we just have a soft layout. I'm good at drawing, but I don't draw much. Why? Why don't you draw? So we're gonna have this like this. I feel like I don't have. Oh, I don't have. Yeah, the issue with time. So let me ask you: do you feel like we make time for things we want to do, or we find time for the things we want to do? Celine, can you answer me that? Do you make time, or do you find time for the things you want to do? So I have this. I'm looking at the perspective of the arm. I'm gonna put a wristband here, and here it's gonna look more like this. I have a lot of studying and homework. Oh, yeah, I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. So what do you do when you take a break? Why? I don't have to. Momonga, are you asking why she doesn't have time? Okay, so we have this set in. I'm gonna add a couple of cloth here. All right, I'm gonna add a couple of cloth here. Right, so far so good. Looks like this. Yeah, it's okay. Take your time. I don't know of such a thing as time out. Even in my school, we only have 2 minutes. 2 minutes break? What do you do with 2 minutes break? Just use the bathroom and come back? I'm gonna start applying some details with my pen. Right, and this is 01. But 2 minutes is too short. We're gonna start working, add some details to the wow. If you don't mind me asking, where are you watching me from? Which countries? Oh, Algeria. Beautiful country, by the way. So I'm gonna have this, then I'm gonna start kicking in the details here, right? Trying to differentiate between a lot of things this way. It's gonna be very, it's easier to understand. Alright, so I'm gonna do this or this in the, oh, quick fact, we in Algeria have white skin, even though we live in a, oh yes, dear, I know that. I know that. Yeah, Algeria, Tunisia, Egypt. Yeah, and I'm from Ghana. Just a side note, I'm from Ghana. So nice meeting you. It's a pleasure to meet you. So right now I'm just adding my details, right? It's very important. Okay. It's very important you throw in the details. But when you're doing that, what I like to do is my pens, the strokes which I'm drawing are not continuous strokes. They are more like wiggly strokes. You feel me? It's not continuous strokes like that. So I hate it when I say I'm from Africa and they say, why do you have a white skin? Yeah, a lot of people don't read. A lot of people are just, yes, they are just ignorant. They don't read much, and yeah, it's just sad how it is. People they don't understand a lot of things, so they think all people from a certain region or a certain continent should appear in a certain way. It's just bananas, you know. It's yeah. So don't just get offended. Don't get offended in any ways. Just know that this kind of person, the kind he doesn't have he's not well exposed to information. Just that. All right. Don't take anything personal. So you make simple wiggly strokes to form the details. All right, we got that part. You draw better than me, actually. Really, I wanted to ask you. You draw, and if you have to rate this one out of, let's say, out of 10, what would be the rating? How would you rate this one? So I'm using wiggly lines, right? But keep in mind, this is just phase 1 that we are doing. We're gonna go all the way to phase 5. Right? Depending on how detailed we want to get, phase 5 is how far we want to go. All right. And if I want this to be ha 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 low, did you know that I name my drawing after I finished them? Oh, you named them? Yes. I don't really name my drawings. Um, I don't name my drawing, but that's a good idea. Thank you for that. I think I have to start. I have to start doing that. I used to date every drawing I do, but later I didn't find the importance of it, so I didn't do that anymore. But naming them makes it much more personal. You know, I tried it one time and I give them names. For example, this piece, I'll call this gentleman, I would call him Sebastian, right? I would call him Sebastian. Okay. But why do you name your drawings? Is it because you want to make it more personal? Mongo, are you still there? And guys, please pay attention to this side. How I'm trying to draw this curve is put them together and you separate them. Right. And here. They definitely have to overlap. That's what's gonna make it appear natural and like it's more like it's flying. Right? And this will be very obvious when you start to shade it. When we start shading it, oh god, it's gonna be so good. Nah, just for fun. Can you repeat your question? Yeah, my question was, could you, since you also draw and you're an artist, sort of, could you rate this work out of 10? Gonna have to. See, this is what I'm saying, that my hand keeps covering the work. Probably might have to find a different angle for my camera. So yeah, what we do now is we're just gonna trace over what we had already done as a base, because you know we're doing a pen drawing, so we wouldn't want to use the pen. You could do that if your confidence is through the roof. But for the outlines, I like to start off with a pen, and when I do the details and when I'm drawing the details and the shading, I'll just go straight with a pen, right? So right now I'm just trying to set the tone and give it values before we start shading, right? So we have this. Now here I gotta be very careful because all of these are flying scarves, right? So when you overlapping them, make sure you don't enter into another scarf. You just, yeah, like that. So we have this part and this part. Later on, when we start shading it, it's gonna be very easy to understand. I'm drawing with you right now. Whoa! Then from 10, but you can do better. Wow. Yes, I know I can do better. I know I can do better. Oh, that's so great to hear that you're drawing right now as you watch me or listen to me. You know, it's gonna be more fun. Probably next time we can go live together. I always wondered how that thing worked. We can have a live session together. But yeah, I don't know how that works. I have to look research into it. Has it ever happened to you when you are drawing and you want to use the eraser but it's disappear out of always every day. It was like when I was working on this, I was like, where's my eraser? You see, I was drawing on the eraser like an X, right? I was just drawing on the eraser, and it was time for me to use the eraser, and I just couldn't find the eraser. I was like, what? I was literally just holding you and just drawing on you for like 2 minutes ago. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, it wasn't in my hand. It was hidden in my book, right? It was hidden somewhere in the book, and I just don't know how it ended up there. Right. It's just crazy, like, oh, yeah. Especially pencils. Also, pencils also just disappear. You just don't. Oh. I think it happens when you are so focused on the work, like they call something the flow state. It's like when you're in the flow state and you just don't know what is happening or going on around you, right? I don't know if that's the explanation for that, but that is the kind of explanation I would give it to me. And during this live session that I'm doing, mostly you would realize that I'll be talking and I freeze. It's not because I don't. I always say it's not because I don't understand what I'm doing or what I'm talking about. It's just pretty like I'm interrupting my creative process with me explaining the creative process, right? So when that happens, I be talking and I freeze for a moment. Please bear with me, all right? Yeah. Okay. I'm pretty satisfied with this. I'm just gonna add a little bit of details as I go to help me understand the kind of character I'm trying to create, right? Because the details will give you the, should I say, error of what of where he's from. And I don't even choose what I draw. I just hold the paper and draw anything in mind. Wow. How did how did you draw the arm? I'm having a problem there. Which arm? Do you mean this arm or this arm? I could just walk you through it real quick before we continue. Or you mean both arm or... Yeah, sometimes I do that. I do abstract. When I want to do abstract art, I do that. I just take my pen, the left. Yeah, draw a V, right? Make a V here, right? Make a V here and a V like this, and you make another V underneath it. Then you add some flesh to it. All right, it's easier that way. So you make a V. So it's basically, let me see if I have an extra paper around me, I could show you. So you make a V like that. This is the first V, and you make a second V, right? So this is just the structure. Then you can add flesh here. You can make another flesh here, and you can add another flesh here, right? So you can play with it like this, right? And you can work around that. Did you get it? So, okay, where was I? Yeah, I'm gonna work a little bit more on this side. Add some details. Hey, no problem. What should I say, sis? Is Momonga here right now or he left? So I'm just gonna add these details to it. And yeah. Alright. Just add these details here and there. Yeah, I'll say sis. No problem, sis. I find it's really interesting how, you know, we meet people online, people that you meet once, you have a good interaction with, and that's it. You probably might not hear from them again, or they're just gonna be your online friends, or it's pretty interesting. Like right now I'm in Taiwan and you are in Algeria, and to me I'm having a good time. Like, you know, whilst it's a Friday night, I'm just chilling at home drawing. Someone is watching me from another continent and country. It's just a beautiful moment. Yes, it's rare to know someone online. Yeah, and not just to know someone online, to, you know, to have like a good conversation with somebody, you know. Anyways, all right, so let's go on. Work a little bit on this sword here. And always remember, don't work with straight lines at the moment, right? Just broken wiggly lines. That's what you would want to aim for, right? Because right now we're just trying to set the layout. We are still on level 1 though. This art might be a little too complicated. Why did I choose to draw something like this? I should have just draw Pokemon and go away. I draw wiggly lines and just set the tone, because we're going to come back and polish all of these things, right? So right now, don't try to do too much. When it's time for us to polish it, you might not be satisfied with some details, and it won't look good at that stage. So we'll just keep things as simple as it is. All right. I'm just gonna add a little more details here and there. Just all right. Let's go here. Alright, so we have this, and I'm gonna clean up this board. Wait a second. Do you only have a YouTube? Do you only have a YouTube channel? What do you mean? Do you only have a YouTube channel? I don't understand that question. Do you only have one YouTube channel, or do you only have a YouTube channel? I don't understand what you mean. Could you clarify, please? Wiggly lines, please. Don't forget, you add your wiggly lines. So I have this, and I decided to change this line that I drew here before, because I realized that it makes the drawing looks flat. Could you rephrase the question? Do you only have a YouTube channel? What do you mean by that? Alright, so I have this part, and make sure your pen is dry before you start erasing it, because if you don't, the ink is gonna start bleeding. All right, so you make sure it's a little dry, then you try to erase the marks from it. But sometimes I like to keep the marks, because when you are shading some areas, I like to shade with a pencil, and that would also complement it. There's actually there's no rules to this thing, you just find what works for you and just stick to that. All right, you need to experiment a lot, find what works for you. So we got this so far, and I'm gonna work on the arm, then the face, the sword, Then we'll be done. We're just gonna enter into phase 2, right? And phase 2, oh, I can't wait for phase 2. Phase 2, that's when all of these lines are just gonna make sense. Right now, it's kind of looking boring, right? I don't know how to explain it. Haha. Do you only have a YouTube channel? All right, could you try and rephrase it? Find a different way to say it. Is it? I don't know how to explain it. Is this better? And here he has folded cloth around his wrists, right? So how we're doing that is using these wiggly lines to define that. And it's gonna make sense. It's gonna make a lot more sense if you connect it and you shade it, right? Yeah, I gotta speed up a little bit more so that what I'm talking about it to be easier for you guys to understand what I'm saying. Because if I'm talking too much and I've not in the show for it, and you guys might probably lose interest. All right, so you see the wiggly lines, right? So here, for example, if I'm shading this part, I'm gonna shade this place lighter like this, and the other side it's gonna be so here strokes. So you see how it's looking exactly like that, right? So that's why I was saying that you need to connect to the lines and overlap it in these areas, right? I'm trying, it's pretty good. Hey, I'm glad to hear that, Celine. And here as well, right? But the question here is, how would you know how to shade it, right? How do you know where is going to be the dark areas or where is going to be the light areas? And the answer is source of light. Imagine where your source of light will be coming from. Right, pick a point. It's either your source of light is coming from this direction, above. Pick a source of light. That's very important. You pick the source of light, then you start applying details to it, or start applying shadows to it. And as you can see, the cloth goes in like this and it folds into this back. So underneath this side, I don't know if you can see, let me just bring it a little closer. Underneath this part, it's going to be much more darker because there's no light which is able to reach that side. Okay, I hope you understand. If you don't get it, leave me a message in the chat. I will respond accordingly. You are making it too easy. If you understand I think if you understand the guiding principles around it, it will be easy. And for this part, since this is over this, it's gonna be a little bit shadow here, right? There's gonna be a little bit of a shadow here. I like to use the pencil to make the false shadows, right? So we have this part. Okay, now this area is gonna look very, at the moment it's looking complicated because there's too many lines here and we haven't defined anything yet, right? So we have to try to figure that part out now. All right, and it's a cloth and it's folded. And how do you do that? You're making it so easy. So how do you do that? There's a couple of ways that you'll be able to achieve that. One, which is here, you shade following the outlines. So here and here, all my strokes that I draw, I'm going to follow these outlines, right? But remember to use faint strokes, right? And you pay attention to this part, right? I'm going to bring my book a bit closer to the camera so you can see it very well. You see, these areas, for instance, they are wiggly, right? So any part that goes down, that place you'd have to shade it much more darker. Let me show you. So here goes darker, here darker, here darker, and now you would get this feeling of it's being folded. Do you understand? I hope you get what I'm saying. If you don't get it, leave me a message. I will re-explain it again. Right, and don't forget to follow the outlines, all right, the contours of your. All right, bye Celine, nice chatting with you. I hope I can catch you again on a live. Don't forget to like and subscribe, dear. I'll see you soon. Leave me a comment. I'll come follow your channel. All right, so like what we're saying, you do so. You draw your strokes in here. Alright, now this part feels much exactly. Hey, alright, so yeah, see you soon. So we have this, right? Now we're gonna have this part and this part as the color of his hood. So this part is gonna be darker, and we're gonna use soft strokes to do that. All of this part is gonna be darker, but we'll tackle that later. Now let's just get the folds of the hood settled in before we add any more details. Alright, so we tackle here and there. Always follow the contours or the contours when you're adding values. Alright, so that will help define the shape, what you're shading. Alright, so you see now it looks more like it's folded, right? Okay, so keep that in mind. And keep in mind, this is just phase one we are working on at the moment. No, this is phase two, my apologies. We're on phase two now. It's very, very important to follow the outlines. You know, I can't stress that enough. You follow that, you get your work looking effortless. Right? Wow, that looks very good. Hey, thank you, man. So you come down here, you're just using strokes, right? Not not a lot of details, just simple vertical stroke, right? Take your time when you draw your strokes. Now keep it in mind that when you're drawing your strokes, the denser the stroke, the darker the area will be. And we are just on phase 2. How long did you take to draw this? The drawing, uh, maybe an hour or two. The drawing didn't take too long. Just adding the details, that's what it might take you forever. Maybe like 2 hours. How long has it been now? It's almost like 50 minutes since I started. So now we're gonna add details to his arms here. Now you've seen I've changed the direction of my strokes. Right before I was going this direction, now I'm going horizontal. Right? You have to keep that in mind when you're applying your stroke. And don't try to do too much at this stage, right? Just lay the foundation for the values of what is gonna come next. Alright? Not too much, just simple vertical, horizontal strokes here and there. Right? Exactly. So yes, we have this part covered. We're gonna work a little bit on the sword. When did you start drawing in your life? Wow, not long. I started drawing consistently for the past 8 years now. I never took drawing serious. Honestly, I never took it serious. Like I draw and I stop. I draw and I stop. Since when I was in high school or wherever I was, I draw and I stop. I never take it seriously. So, but it's just the past 8 years that I've been sketching like every week. Are you an artist? Do you draw? I'd like to know about. Where did I learn to draw? I didn't really take any learning lessons. I just learned some videos from YouTube, and I had a friend who was good at drawing. So mostly I would have a conversation with him about drawing, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That's cool. That's fantastic. Yeah, thank you, man. How long have you been drawing? I just want to add a little bit of shadows here to help define this one because I'm getting a little bit confused on the detailing. So I decided to just do that. After we add the values, then we add more. We darken the shadows, and then we apply the highlights and whatnot. But at the moment, please don't forget to use wiggly lines. Should I say wiggly lines or wiggle lines? Not straight lines. All right. Always keep in mind that there's nothing straight in nature. There's no straight line in nature. So when you're drawing, with the exception of buildings and mechanic stuff, anything that you're drawing, use wiggly lines. So wiggle lines or wiggly lines. I think you know what I mean. Right. I always use the pencil strokes as a guide for what I'm drawing. So when it comes to the time for me to use the pen, I can change it, manipulate it into what best fits my vision of what I'm trying to create. Right, so you probably just trace over here. Well, we have this here. All right. I'm gonna see how I'm drawing my strokes. I'm following the outline of this mask, right? This mask, then that's how I'm drawing my strokes. I'm not just imaginary. It's not just imaginary lines. I'm not just imagining any lines to put there, right? I'm just following this line. Then I repeat, 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 repeat. I'm like that, right? Exactly like that. And this part is gonna be a bit darker. All right, now we're moving on to stage 3. I'm gonna add more values to the work, but not too much values. Just enough details to make it appear a little bit more realistic, you know. Because it's pen drawing, we cannot come close to realistic, but we can give that illusion that it is. So how to shade this is you would shade after the line and behind the lines, right? That's how you'll be able to get such details out of it. And for the hand, I'm gonna make my strokes go this way. Here, make this stroke go this way. Here, this stroke go this way, right? Exactly. That's what we have so far. Exactly like that. Okay. So we're gonna come back to this direction and polish it some more. Let's see what happens. So here, this sword is gonna cast some shadows onto the hand. So I'm gonna bring in my pencil and create that nice and easy like that. Like that. Alright. Okay. I'm gonna come in here. Any part, remember we use wiggly lines to in creating the form, right? So any area of the line which is dent in, you would have to shade that place more, right? You would have to shade that place more for it to appear that it's a wrinkle. All right, so we're going to change. I'm going to take a new pen. Right now we are using a 01. I'm going to go for a little bit something thicker. Let's say I'll go for 03, right? And start to define certain areas of the work that I want to pronounce very well. So like this. So I'm pronouncing this area. Exactly. Ooh, Mamma Mia. Somebody looking so good. Somebody looking too good. No, no, no. No, 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 ninja. No, no, no. I'm sorry. Just sometimes I just when I'm drawing, I just entertain myself as I draw because I enjoy this process. Like it's more like my space that I just somehow can be myself. Just be with my imagination and do what makes me happy. No disturbance. Right. It just there was once a time I was sketching and somebody in the chat sent me a message and she was like, I'm so happy that you only have three viewers, but you are still doing this thing. You're still going on. And I was like, regardless of this, regardless of people watching or people not watching, I'm still gonna do this. I just enjoy this thing. Truly, truly, I just enjoy this thing. And she was so happy. For me, and I was happy for myself for doing what I love to do. All right. But anyways, I don't know why I was sharing that. I just love this, so I keep doing it, regardless of how many people join my stream. I'm still gonna do it, right? Yeah. So as we pronounce certain areas, you would realize that some areas come alive. I'm gonna add a little bit of crisscross detail on this sword, like that. All right, like this. Nice. All right. So as we have this down, I'm gonna change my pen back to 01 and shade this part. This place is getting messy. I'm just gonna erase all the mess before I lay my pen. So here, erase this part. Not erase, sorry, darken it a little bit here as well. Strokes. I can't believe what song just popped into my head. Okay. So before I talk about the song that just popped into my head, let me quickly explain this thing here. How you'll be able to shade these areas and make it feel more like it's folded, right? bring it a little bit close to the camera. You see, any area where it's dent in, like this area, and these areas, you shade it darker. Here, you shade it much more. Here, we go here, we shade it a little bit more. Right? And that's how you get the feeling of this folded. Should I say cloth? And this areas is going to be a little more darker because of the arm casting shadows upon it. Them superpowers can neutralize. I can only watch in silence. The famous actor we once knew, looking paranoid and now spiraling. Looking like a degenerator. Acting calculated, much calculated. I can even predict your anger. From my case, family, friends, because you hate Mr. Morale. Apathetic, master manipulator. I can smell the tails in you now. Another rap artist, you're a scum artist, the folks are being escaped. Some heel figure stood out, for will never be in your collection. So I'm gonna go in this direction, following the contours of this arm, like this. Here as well. Follow the outlines. Can't stress that enough. Follow the outlines. Right, so far we almost there. We're not there yet. Right now we've completed with level 2. We're gonna move on to level 3. We're gonna move on to level 3 in just a second. All right. Now I'm gonna do the shadows and the highlights of our character. All right. So we have this arm here. I'm gonna make it darker. Just the shadows. Right, real dark. Right, exactly like that. And this area is gonna have this sword, the shadow of the sword down here, exactly like that. Right. Exactly like this. Now you realize that here the shading is looking separated. So what I'm gonna do is come in and try to close the gap there. Right? Okay. Alright, so the inner arm here is gonna be darker. We're gonna do a little bit here of the face. And how we're gonna do that, we're just using down strokes, right, to lay down the values for what we'll be doing. Sorry, I just bumped into my camera. And follow the curves. You follow the curves when you're drawing these things. Hey, how you doing, man? I remember we're on level 3 now. So now we're going to put more shadows and highlights in here. Hey, thank you. What's the name? Laudu Hama. I hope I got the name right. This thing looks like Deadpool. I didn't plan it though. I'm just realizing it. I'm gonna work on the sword part here. Like this. So we're gonna use the O3. And mostly for what's it called? A ninja sword is a double-edged sword, right? I'm not sure about that. Because if it is, then you'd have to darken both ends. But if it's not, then you just pick one side and you just work your magic, add the details on it like that, right? Probably I could add some maybe some dripping of let's say blood like that. You see, makes it feel like he's just done you know, cutting some I don't know what he would want to cut, but definitely not human. Hopefully. Okay. Yep. All right. I'm gonna polish his arms here a little bit. And now so I'm gonna go to the face. Maybe I can give him a tattoo of a dragon on his arm here, you know, to add more context to it, more information to it. Right. All right, I'm gonna work on the patch. You don't have to color all of it black, although the idea is his eye patch is gonna be black. It's not ideal to color everything black because of what reflection. We'd have to consider lights. You know, it's gonna be reflection of that aspect as well. Hi, hey, you're back. Welcome back. Says, wow, that's amazing. I can't lie. Oh, thank you so much. But did you complete your drawing? What did you draw? Did you draw the same thing as I'm working on, or you drew from your imagination? Wow, interesting. I would like to see it though, if I get a chance to. Can you post it and make it unlisted and send me a link and I can watch it? right. So far so good. I'm very satisfied with a couple of things and some things that I would like to fix some more. Alright, so I like how this came out. This one is good. I don't really like here what is going on here. I feel like I don't really understand it so much. It's too white for me, so I would like to clean it up some more. I like the details on his chest. We can add in more later on. Here. It was hard to draw. Oh, what is it? Yeah, the same thing. My phone camera is broken. Maybe when I buy another phone soon. Sure, the hardest thing is the scars. Oh yeah, and my it was a Oh my god, I see you got jokes, huh? Have you checked your left hand? Have you checked your left hand? Is it in your left hand? Check and let's see. Is it or is it? Oh, it isn't. Yeah, I think the scarves you need a little bit practice to be able to uh, probably master it, or you could just follow the how do I say it? Follow the principles that I shared when I was doing it, and hopefully you should be able to do it. I said should, you know. Just take your time and no rushing. Take your time and it would be great if someone invented an eraser that doesn't get. It's easier. It's it it's eraser number 5 for today. Are you kidding me? You lost 5 erasers for today? I think you should have an eraser holder. Or you can just draw with your pen. You can just do a pen drawing. You know, when you're doing a pen drawing, then you wouldn't need an eraser. You just be drawing, and when you make a mistake, you find a way to make it complement the art, right? Yeah, I think you should do pen drawing instead of eraser. instead of a pencil. This way, you do pen drawing. You wouldn't need an eraser. You didn't have to worry about losing your eraser over and over and over again, right? Or you do it like she puts her eraser in her necklace. Yeah, that's what I was saying. An eraser holder. So her necklace is her. I'm gonna add some details to it. These details are optional, but I like to add it to it to make the to have that extra touch of realism to it. Are there any other problems you have when drawing? Yeah, I have a lot of problems. Honestly, I have a lot of problems when I'm drawing. But yes, I have problems when I'm drawing. I'm just gonna be honest with you. For instance, when I'm drawing, there's a conflict between what I want and what I see. In the sense that, for example, if I'm drawing something and that is, if I want to draw from a reference, I might not like what the reference is, so I might decide that okay, I want to make it my own art. I want to make it my own. But then when I start to make it my own, I'm not able to make it. But I really see it in my head. But how to draw it, it becomes a problem for me. I don't know if you have that, if you've ever encountered that. So it's a problem between what I see and what I draw. It doesn't make sense. That is one thing. And two, I'm not good with colors, right? To be honest, I'm not really good with colors. I overdo it when I'm using colors, because when I'm using a pen, I know when I'm overdoing it. I know when to stop. I know where it's needed and where it's not needed. But when I'm using colors, oh no, I tend to overdo it. I don't have a boundary for colors. That's the second thing. Oh, I see. When I draw in front of people, all my drawing skills disappear. Or when you draw and realize that you are drawing upside down. Yeah, but that is a good thing. I hate it when I'm adding some details and I realize that I've ruined the drawing. No, for details, I like details. I like to draw details because I know how to control the details of what I want to. So There's no way I'll add details and I feel like, oh, I have overdone it. No, I don't have that problem. I know how to control the details. I what I normally use is you have to think of a time. All right, pick a time. If it's foreign, if it's from the future, the present, or the past, or 1800s or whatever. Pick a time and draw details based on that time. If it's like that, you wouldn't be drawing roughly. Although you're drawing roughly, you have some sort of guidance to guide you with your details, right? That is one. And another thing that you were saying, yeah, when you're drawing upside down, there's this study about the easiest way to learn how to draw is to draw upside down. I tried it one time and it worked. It really worked. For example, if you are trying to draw this image, you have to turn it like this and start drawing from the knife up to the head, right? It worked. It's because when you draw from upside down, you're using your right brain, and your right brain will not try to be so logical about it, about the shapes and what you're trying to do. Your right brain wouldn't care so much. But when you're drawing normally, then you're using your left brain. And your left brain will try, if you're not good at drawing, then your left brain will try to find the logic between it, the proportion, the scales, and whatnot, right? But when you draw upside down, you use your right brain, and your right brain will just draw it as it is without contemplating or thinking too much on that. I don't know if that explanation makes sense, but yeah, to add to what you're saying, it doesn't work for you. What do you mean? What doesn't work for you? Or when I show my friends my drawings and this boy whose hair looks like instant noodles comes up and says, "You are lying. This isn't your drawing." Which guy is that? A guy who says the drawing looks like instant noodles. But one thing that I realized is this: whenever I do something and someone tells me that it's not good or it's not what it's supposed to be, it means that the person knows what I'm doing. But if you don't know what I'm doing, how would you know I'm doing it wrong? Right? Think about that. If you don't know what I'm doing, how would you know that I'm doing it the right way or I'm not doing it the right way? You have to know what I'm doing for you to understand that, okay, I'm not doing it the right way. Exactly. As long as you like it, and one more thing that you said, when you have to draw in front of people, your drawing skills disappear. I think it's more about practice. Maybe you don't practice much. That's when you have that problem. When I have to draw in front of people, I also have that same problem, but my problem is what to draw, not the drawing skills disappear. I can still draw, however, I just don't know what to draw. If there's no reference and they ask me, "Hey, can you draw something for me?" Then I'd be like, "Okay, what do I draw?" Do I draw a chair, a phone, like Easter bunny, like what what in God's name should I draw? You know what I'm saying? So it's the drawing skills does not disappear. I think you might have to maybe practice a little bit more. Maybe just draw for 20 minutes each week, not too much, 20 minutes a week. I think you can do that. I get nervous and upset from all the noise because I like to draw. Yeah, tell me. Yeah, you like to draw alone. Yeah, me too. I draw well when I'm alone. I think you need to practice more, then you get so comfortable with it and it becomes like a second nature to you. So whenever you have to draw somewhere, you have that as a second nature, so it's not intimidating. Yes, when you think about that, about what he might want and not you like, it becomes harder. Yeah, it's somehow something different, thinking about, yes, when you think about what he might want and not you, it becomes harder. How long have you been drawing? And also you said you also have the same problem with colors. Yeah. For a year or two. For a year or two. Yeah, not bad. Gotta keep drawing. Try to do some art every week. Pure talent. Self-taught. I mostly learn from YouTube and a friend. I had a friend who was good at sketching, so mostly I'll just have some conversations with him about art, and yeah, that's that. No art school. Although my background is design, so I have a good knowledge on how light works and texture. So that also helps me in, drawing such stuff. Yeah, that's great. Have good friends around you. If you're able to get some friends that they have some skills that you don't have. If you know people they have some skills that you don't have and you would like, team up with them, learn from them, encourage each other, you know. For me, I always learn from people around me. It's okay. I'm drawing a ninja. I think it's a ninja, right? A cool ninja. But when you look here, I subconsciously added this. What does this look like? It looks like Deadpool, right? I wasn't thinking of Deadpool, but it looks like Deadpool found himself in this sketch. I wasn't thinking about Deadpool. I made a circle and I made an X, right? As his badge. So I decided to shade one part of his badge and leave the other part and leave one half of his badge. So I shaded here and here. And I realized that it ended up being like this. And I was like, shoot. Yes, she taught me to draw and I taught her programming and how to hack games. Woo! Oh my God, you are smart. You mean hack games? What kind of... Wow, that's great. Sounds like you're very smart. Right now I'm trying to learn, what is it called? Comfy AI. You earned a sub and I dig. Oh, thank you so much. It's a ninja from, should I say another, from a different time zone. I wish I could hack, you know. Do you learn more about AI stuff? Or do you know any, which AI apps do you use? You should learn about else and if codes. It will. You should learn about else and if codes. It will help you. What is else? You should learn about something else and if codes. Code. I don't know if I'm smart for coding, you know, but I like designing, so I do a lot of UI designs and graphic design. What are easy codes? Is Sufi still there? There are easy code. There is a code called if and else. Oh, all right. I'll write it down. If and else. Okay. I'll write it down. make time and read about it and also learn about it. Is it something that has to do with JavaScript or like Yonder Simulator? I have no idea what that is, my dear. I have no idea. I'll take time after I'm off stream. It's a game that uses these codes. Oh, okay. After I'm done streaming and I get offline, I'm definitely gonna check it out, read about it. Thank you for introducing that to me. If you understand the game, you will understand it. It's a game that uses this code. If you understand the game, I still can't believe you turned a hopeless joint into something. You made me laugh, girl. You got jokes, honestly. You turn something. Ay, ay. I shouldn't have judged so early. Yeah, maybe. But if in the beginning it wasn't so good, why did you stay? I think that's a good component about you, that you were able to see that this this might have potential, so you stuck around. Or what made you stick? Because I realized that there's a lot of people that when I started the stream, they came in and they left. They came in and they left. But you came in and you stayed. So that must mean that you saw something about the work that made you stay. What was it? Yeah, it's fine. You don't need many friends. Trust me. You just need you just need 4 people or 5 people, 4 to 3 people that they can be there for you when you need them, and that's it. Too many people, it's too many cooks in the kitchen. That might not be very okay for me. I don't have a lot of friends, as you were saying, like you. I don't have a lot of friends, and I realized that I don't really need a lot of friends. I just need myself and two or three people I can trust. That it can, if I want to hang out, I can call them. They can be there for me. If I if they need my help, I can also be there for them. So many people, sometimes so many people, but when you truly need help, it's sad. Nobody shows up for you, and I don't really dig that kind of relationship. So if you can take anything from me for today, you could try that. Just make sure you have a couple of people that you can call them your own. You guys stick together, encourage each other, learn from each other, and yeah, that's it. I only have one friend, but don't have anything about him. But don't know anything about him anymore. Is that your boyfriend? Oh, thank you. That's that's very sweet of you to say that. All right. So far so good. In Algeria, dating is considered as a bad thing. Wow. Okay. Is it like for all ages, or it's just for a certain age or a certain group of people? No, we are Muslims. We don't have anything like that. We only have marriage and no dating. Yeah, I can understand that. I can understand. But why can you not hear anything from him anymore? Is it like he ghosted you? Oh, I see. But don't worry. You can send me a message. We can chat whenever I come online. Okay. So I'm going to review this, checking the shadows, the highlights, the midtones. Make sure everything is okay. Probably there's something I might want to adjust. It looks so good. Ah, thank you. Thank you, Celine. All right. Anything else I might have missed? I want to add a tattoo to this. Here, like fire or something. Yeah, I have some tattoos here. And, but I just use the pencil for those details. I'm not quite convinced about that, so I just have it like this and leave it like that. I think it would be better if you added some shadows. Some shadows of the you mean of the character, the shadows of the character. Put some shadows here in the background. What will I draw next? No, this is the last drawing for today. After this, can you draw a football player? Perhaps? Sure. All right. I'm gonna draw a football player tomorrow. Okay, I'm gonna draw a football player tomorrow in my live stream since you requested for it. Okay, I'm gonna put it down, do a football player tomorrow. Right now it's late here, it's almost like 2 a.m. I'm feeling a bit tired, so I might want to go crash now, and I'll do that tomorrow. Hopefully you can come online. Hopefully, I hope you would be online. All right. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Surfy, for subscription. Yes, you sounded tired from your voice. Thank you, Celine, for your jokes and for chatting, for keeping me company for almost like 2 hours. Thank you so much for you guys. And can you like, subscribe, check out the Patreon page, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.